You didn't get into real estate to chase leads. You got into this because you know you're meant to be a trusted expert, a leader, and a magnet for the right clients. So in today's episode, I'm talking about the dream client connection. It's how to attract leads so that you're not chasing. So listen in because I'm dropping some open house gems. And at the end of the episode, I talk about the Women in Real Estate Summit. At the time of this recording, we just completed that 5-day summit, but you still have until March 7th to get in there and purchase your all access pass. And you guys, with that all access pass, it's a VIP experience that you're going to have lifetime access to all the presentations. There's workbooks and worksheets in there, all the replays. There's a business planner. There's a student portal. There's some mini courses, marketing guides, ebooks, free membership and trials. You're not going to want to miss it. So if you're listening to this and there's still time to get in there, the link for that is in my bio. It is called the All Access Pass for the Women in Real Estate Summit. I highly, highly recommend it. But for now, stay tuned to today's episode. Welcome back to Season 2. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the dream client connection. It's a phrase that I created recently so that I can have my agents just really focus on dream clients. And what that means is how to turn casual visitors into dream clients. Let's start from the beginning. What open houses are really meant to do, right? Open houses there's two reasons to have an open house. One, it's your listing. You're having the open house to sell that home. Two, you're asking a listing agent if you can host their home open because they need to sell the home, but you are there to generate leads. Now, listing agents know this, right? It is a win-win for them. So if they're willing to allow you to host their open house for their listing, then you're going to generate the leads so that you can find business for your real estate career, right? This has been done for decades. It's the way people back in the day, before social media, found their clients. Now, what happens is that because it's been done for decades and the way it's been done, everybody thinks that that's just the way it should be done. And especially now, because of social media, you see agents out there doing these things and you think that's still the way it should be done. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the mistakes that most agents make at open houses. Because open houses are really, in my opinion, they're one of the most effective tools for generating leads. And if done right, they're one of the most effective tools for building relationships and converting those leads into clients. And what people focus on, though, are the things that don't make that happen. So what do I mean by that? Common mistakes. Common mistakes agents make are overloading open houses with distractions. This is one of my main things I like to talk about because sometimes people get the wrong idea. They think that I mean to never have anything, to never have, flyers or never have food. For instance, the Super Bowl, if you wanted to have, fun food and do something like do a Super Bowl theme, sure, that's fine. What I teach and what I talk about is to not focus on that for every single open house. I mean, can you imagine if you were providing food and drinks and just doing a huge spread for every open house? Can you imagine how exhausting that would be and how expensive that would be? And what happens is that agents are doing this because they see other agents doing this. They see other agents doing huge spreads and having huge, fun little, giveaways and fun things like that. But it's very, very expensive. So when I'm teaching and talking to agents about not having this, it's because most agents are just starting out and I'm teaching newer agents. So I'm talking to the newer agents that don't have the funds to do this yet. If you do, then sure, go ahead. But can you imagine if you have these open houses, you're doing all of this because it's fun. It is fun. It's fun to have, like these party like open houses. We, like as women, we like to entertain. I know I like to entertain. I like to have fun themed parties for my friends. But if you're doing this and no one's showing up, can you imagine doing that? After a while, you're going to get very discouraged and you're going to lose out on a lot of money. And I think that's why people quit. I think that's why people think open houses don't work. So the mistake is that when they're doing this, when they're overloading their open houses with distractions like tons of food, excessive flyers, excessive, spreadsheets, and talking about market statistics and all of that, what's happening is that you're failing to engage with the visitors. You're failing to engage with them on a personal level. And that's how you miss opportunities for deeper and more meaningful connections. So the dream client connection. The dream client connection is having this conversation with the visitors that come in so that you right away, right there at your open house, can determine if one, is it a buyer? Two, is it a potential seller? Which those are going to be your neighbors. And to determine when is it that they want to move. So that's the criteria to find the dream client connection. It's, are you a buyer? Are you a potential seller? And when do you want to move? Do you want to move this year? Do you want to move next year? Do you want to move this spring? Do you want to move this fall? When is it that you want to move? What happens is that most agents skip this whole thing. They go straight into so what are you looking for in a home? They go straight into this, just almost basically the sale. That's basically the sale. And they don't build any kind of connection. They don't ask about the client. They don't ask about their family. They don't ask about when they want to move, why they want to move. And they miss the boat. This is the key, the secret sauce to everything. You miss the boat. What happens is traditional ways is that you have them sign in and you call them later. And then you try to get all of this information from them later. But it doesn't happen it's not going to work. One thing that was really funny, I spoke about earlier, I have these open house audits that are available. So anybody who wants to get one of those, you can find that link to book an open house audit. And one of the audits I did a while back, she was saying that we were talking about, how I don't promote sign-ins. At first, when people walk in, you don't ask them to sign in. You ask them to sign in after you've had a conversation with them. And I asked her, so let me ask you, when you have someone walk in and the first thing you're asking is, will you please sign in? They know what that's about. They know it's all, they know why you're doing that. So most of the time, you're going to get wrong names, numbers, maybe the right name, but you're probably going to get a wrong number or a wrong email. And she started cracking the audit that I had. She was laughing and I was like, I just thought, oh, she thought that was funny. She goes, oh my God, I just did that. She's like, I do that. I give the wrong information. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Here's a real estate agent, right? That's done a few open houses. And she does that when she goes into open houses or goes into places. So let me ask you, are you guys doing that too? Have you done that too in the past? I know you have. So what makes you think they're going to do that, right? When they're first walking in. So we don't have them sign in when they first walk in. So those are two really big things that we teach inside the program. We go over it over and over because if you've been doing this for a while, you've been doing it the old school way, then it's kind of hard to bring it back. Not hard, it's just that we have to practice over and over. So we go through, the steps, and then I have you go out in the field, you do your open house, and we come back and we go over all of your challenges. We role play so that you can kind of get the flow, and eventually the conversational framework that we teach in the program, it flows. You're going to start having this conversation with people outside of your open houses, and it really builds rapport. it becomes so conversational, so part of what it is that your approach. I think I found a couple deals, just going to happy hour with my husband and you talking to the people there at the bar, and you use this approach and you could really end up getting clients from wherever you go. You're sitting at, sometimes you go to a party and you kind of have this small talk. You can use this approach and you can eventually figure out if they want to buy. Everybody wants to eventually move somewhere. Everybody has a dream place to move. So those are just some tactics that we use. And once you come into the program, you really will have a different perspective on how to host open houses. So I encourage you to come to the Women in Real Estate Summit. I will be presenting on February 25th. There's also going to be 37 other women in real estate that are powerhouses in the industry. And once you guys get in there, once you save your seat, it's free to join. There is an upgrade, and a lot of the speakers are giving out bonuses. But if you don't want to do the upgrade, it's free to join. And then once you get in there, they're leaving the Facebook group open for the rest of the year. This is the first time they're doing it this way. So it's going to be pretty amazing. You're going to be able to network with all the women in there for the rest of the year. So I can't wait to see you in there, and I'll see you next time. If you have been nodding along, feeling that spark, that pull that says, "I meant for more," this is your sign to step into it. We have a new community, and inside the Open House Manifestors community, we're not just talking about open houses. We're transforming them into your most powerful lead generation strategy. You're going to learn how to ditch outdated tactics, align your energy, and manifest dream clients, all while building a business that feels like you. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. And if you're loving the podcast, please leave us a review. It's the best way to help more agents find this message and step into their next level. And when you're ready to go deeper, come join us inside the new Open House Manifestors community. Your next level starts now. Head to my link in bio on my Instagram page at Open House Coach, and let's do this.